Hello everybody and welcome back to Esports Ohio. Today we are having the club quarterfinals. It is going to be Lorain High School versus Waverly High School. And at the moment we're going to see that on the left is going to be Lorain on the defender side, and on the right on the attacker side is going to be Waverly. And this match is going to be first played on Ascent of the best of two series. Currently, we see that both of these teams have made it all the way to the playoffs, so both these teams are fighting to continue to keep their spot and chance of playing in the semis and then the finals for the club season. We see right now that both teams are hovering the Omen. It's actually going to be Lorain. Titan Grave is going to be the one locking in that Omen first. And then we're going to see a little bit of an off-meta pick here on the Deadlock. Next Tech on the side of Waverly. It's going to be picking that up. She's pretty decent so far this season. Had a little bit of changes with the most recent patch, where now her signature ability was moved off her wall to her GravNet, so a lot more aggressive plays being seen with this Sentinel. But we're going to be seeing Jack Zombie swap over to the Sage, which means a double Sentinel comp. Very passive and very defensive sided, but they're going to be playing on attack. And we look over on the other aisle towards Lorain, and we see the newest agent to Valorant, Waylay. Wallboy is going to be playing Waylay, which is the newest agent, and also has the newest debuff effect, Hinder, being applied as well with some of her abilities. They're also going to be rocking that Sage. We're going to be swapping it up with a double Initiator instead of a double Sentinel comp. On the defense, we're going to see how Lorain is going to be able to set this up. Sova is one of the best agents on this map, or was previously one of the best agents on this map, mainly because of the Odin being so prevalent. But we did see that Ascent had a new change on B, where that wall that was able to be shot through with the Odin very easily is going to be walled off with some reinforced metal. So now can't quite shoot through it with high pen weapons. So Sovas have to get a little bit more creative when they're using the Odin and playing off of their darts. See a full stack from Waverly being towards B, but they're going to be defaulting mid a little bit with the Omen watching Catwalk. Wallboy hears noise, but it's just going to be sitting here. Titan is going to be taking some damage off in the side there towards A, but they're going to be healing up. It's Winter. The Teo utility is going to be GravNet thrown immediately. We're going to be able to see Grave here sitting here. The smoke is going to go down and stop them from going anywhere. There's going to be the ordnance to stop them. Wallboy and Titanfall, though, are going to be getting 2 picks early on. Zero Winter making it even, getting to pick on the Pickas. Titanfall throws out the Dizzy. He is going to be able to hit some targets, but Jack Zombie is able to fade away before getting tagged. Wallboy holding their own on point. Humphrey unable to get that pick there. Missiles. Zero Winter is getting flank shot from so many angles. Is going to get one, but with being shot in the back, he's not going to be able to get the ace clutch. Does get a nice 3k, but it is going to be Lorain taking up the first round.
Good.
Lorain now in the advantage state. We saw Wallboy able to hold their own on site very easily there. Really, the execute was a little bit too slow from Waverly. We saw them attempt to make use of multiple different avenues, but being slow there just means that you're able to get picked off by Wallboy, just isolating 1v1s. Grave sitting in the market, gonna get missiled out by the Teo, but it's not gonna really be affected. But that's gonna be Paranoia used a little early here to stop any aggression towards the B side. Pickas, even though the defense won the last round, they're gonna opt to save their weapons to continue to snowball their economy. Titanfall playing with an aggressive swing with his Sheriff, looking to get one, but it's going to be Jack Zombie backing off. Does take a bullet, but is going to be able to defend. The Lear goes out from the Reyna, and now we're going to see the Execute starting with Titanfall with a nice shot on the next tech. Another nice shot on the Humphrey, looking for another one. Sees one, doesn't quite react fast enough. Titan Wallboy is going to take down Jack Zombie. It's Zero Winter, though, gets the equalizer. In a similar scenario, it's Zero Winter and a 1v4. Two of the members of Lorain are low. Waverly has a chance to come back here, but he is going to start good with Monte falling down.
30 seconds left.
It's Zero Winter, only 7 HP. Any sort of damage will be effective in taking him down. Has a Marshal in hand. Looking to see. But he can't get. Wingman's going to get the poise, going to give away his position. And with a swing, Titanfall lines up the shot with a nice little 3K with a Sheriff. Is going to continue to snowball Lorain's advantage. Little thing I didn't notice about that Marshal skin is that every kill you get, it actually highlights the ult of the player that you got the pick on. I didn't notice that before. We saw the Omen and the Sage, and both the little ult was highlighted on the edge there. It's interesting detail Riot puts on these guns. You see, only one rifle being bought on the side of the defense. They have plenty of money to go around, but they're going to opt to just save, because we did see the attackers buy up. An A aggression is going to come through here. The wall onto A main to stop anyone from going forward. The grab net in slow. It's going to stop anyone from pushing here, but now that the wall is here, it's going to be hard for them to see where exactly the defenders are. Monte, seeing a little pixel, is going to get some good damage onto the opposing Sage on Waverly. And next tech, only 5 HP after taking poke. He's gonna have to play slow with the rest of the crew of Waverly. Lorain getting aggressive here, pushing out through mid, seeing what they can see. It's Zero Winter might have a timing here, as I don't think Monte or Grave understand that they could be here. The missiles does give away his position. He's gonna get low. Monte gets a pick, but the missiles is going to get the trade for Grave. Monte is gonna be at very low HP. Ghosted Brian. Holding down this mid is going to be able to TP away, reposition and save his life as a B. Execute seems to be in favor, but Wallboy is here. Vandal in hand. Here's the orb, and is going to be setting up backside to defend off this flood. Jack Zombie with a Spectre. Shoots a Wallboy. Is going to be aggressive. Only 13 seconds left. Monte gets a pick on the Humphrey. 10 seconds left. They have to walk into Wallboy. And on the Monte. Monte with a 4K. With only 3 seconds left. They can't get the plant down. But Monte wants that ace. It's not. It seems like the Omen Ghosted Brian is not going to give him it. But a nice 4K for Monte. That's going to put Lorain even further in the lead. Usually you see your Sage be quiet on the elimination front, but it seems that Monte is unafraid to get their hands dirty. Being in the front line with only a Sheriff, mind you, doing really good work with it. Now we have more or less full buys on both sides of the aisle. 3 rounds in. Lorain looking good so far in this half. The missiles are going to go down to force off the Sage, who's going to just immediately throw the wall down. The Sova drone is going to get one. They're going to ult back sight, but it's not going to really get anything. Again, the Deadlock using their ult as well, seeing with the Annihilation what they can get, but we see the defense have just walked off site, and Ghosted Brian is going to get picked in the meantime. Titanfall going to be the only one really on site able to peek. That's going to be a Dizzy being thrown out, not hitting anyone, but going to see people anyways. The Sova Dart does a little bit of chip damage. The Gecko Molly is going to force back the majority of Waverly. Jack Zombie rotating away, but Wallboy is here with open arms waiting for him. Gets the headshot. The trade does not come out from Next Tech. And now Monte is here as well to back up his Waylay. He doesn't quite hit the shot, but Waylay does. Monte with a nice flick onto its Zero Winter. A flawless round for the defense. Trapped them all like sardines in a tin can. Unable to move, all got eliminated one by one. The defense is using their positioning very well, understanding that the choke point And with all the utility being used on the site, it just wasn't quite worth it to play aggressive, and they just let the attackers come to them. Really good positioning, really good team play here from Lorain so far. See Wallboy just looking to ult almost immediately. Is going to ult B main immediately, see what they can get with it. The TP, Omen TP doesn't quite land, and that's going to be a hinder on the next tech, taking them down. Already 3 have fallen with the first couple seconds of the round opening up. And that's going to be a Paranoia, not really hitting much, but it's going to be the Waylay looking for even more and gets another pick. And Monte closes that out with a nice pinch from mid. Blink and you'll miss it. Another flawless round from the defense who are feeling confident. The Titans are unafraid and are showing why they stand the tallest around here. In the quarterfinals, we're going to have to see how the attackers are going to try to come back from this 2 flawless rounds in a row. Does a number on the economy, especially as we see almost 9,000 creds down the board for the Titans. Oh, we seem to have a disconnect from one of the players. I don't know if that's anyone who's on. I don't believe it's anyone who's actually playing right now. It might have been a spectator, but yeah, they've reconnected. Okay. Jack Zombie puts up a Grim Wall. Doesn't quite land anything with it. Next tech does take some poke in mid. Pikesies? Titan Sova. Just gonna peek out here right into the arms of the Sage. Doesn't quite land the shot, but is going to be able to regen his shield. He does have a Sova dart, looking to bounce it off and get a pick, and it's gonna land right on the Jack Zombie's head. Titanfall in the back is gonna get a pick onto Zero Winter. Now the Sova hears the footsteps of Humphrey and sits him down. Good crosshair placement. It's going to be able to get that pick there. Brave walking down mid here. Looking for something. Next tech is going to be able to pick up a Vandal, but doesn't quite know where the defense is laden. See the Omen. Peeking mid. See, looks at Graves. Sees him. Is going to get the pick. Only 24 HP remaining. Monte swings out and gets the trade for his Omen. And next tech is going to walk into the bullets of Wallboy, and that's going to be 6-0 so far in this half. Lorain are seeming untouchable as only 1 pick in the last 3 rounds onto their side.
Hello.
You're going to see Waverly are having a difficult time pinning down where the defense are and are having a difficult time exploding through chokes, especially with the Sage slowing them down. Titan Boy is looking to get aggressive. He's going to dash up onto an off angle. But it's going to be a mid default here from the attackers. Waverly is going to be walking forward. The smoke allows them to walk forward. But, oh, Ghosted Brian's just going to walk into that. Monte pushes the smoke and gets picked by Jack with a better close range weapon there. But Pika's unafraid walks down the line. The Marshall's ringing out. Wants the defense to go and back up. The Lyric gets put out. Humphrey, though, doesn't land the shots. Is going to get taken down. Wallboy gets Jack Zombie, and Piquez is unafraid walking forward, and Titanfall is going to be the one to clean up the last round. And again, only 1 member of the defense were lost. This means that whoever had to buy last round can just buy for the person that went down. And again, the economy for the attacking side for Waverly is just in complete shambles. They do have the ult advantage, though, with their Omen, Sage, and Reyna ult. Empress form is going to have an impact with the fire rates and able to get in and get out quickly. We're going to see how they're going to utilize that. We're going to see Humphrey by himself here on alert. Going to be crouch spraying. Is going to be able to get Wallboy down immediately, who's been playing that very aggressively. That might drag over rotation since they have been going all 5. The Sova Dart's only going to get 1, and Titanfall is going to get 1 on the other side of the map. Monte knows their wall is going to be able to just hold it down for a while, and that's going to be Ghosted Brian getting to pick on the Titanfall, just peeking over that wall, gets the little head, sees another, gets another. Piquez is unaware of the angle that Brian has on him. Now it's going to be a 2v4. Waverly's best bet so far, just rushing out of the smoke, and Next Tech is going to get 2. Brian with 2 and Next Tech with 2 is going to lead to finally Waverly being able to get to their first round of this half. Really good read from Humphrey there, able to see that Wallboy has just been aggressively pushing straight down B every single round. Now Wallboy is going to be more hesitant to walk through that this time. Humphrey, it worked once. He's going to assume it's going to work again. It's because it's going to be the one to challenge him. It's just an immediate Sova dart. Humphrey's just playing slow, dodges the dart. Now it seems he's going to slowly work up as the rest of his team works the other side of the map. Next tech has the Annihilation ready. 4 ultimates on the side of Waverly. The wall is going to start to get broken. Monte holding it down. Humphrey is just going to start running it down B, and that's going to mean that rotations are going over towards the B side as A seems to be more stacked. It's Zero Winter is going to see the Sage. Drone's going to get destroyed. He's going to hold mid with a Marshall looking for one, but Bequez is not going to fall. He takes some chip damage looking for him, and he's going to get sat down. Humphrey going to start engaging on to B. Wallboy, though, sitting in his normal spot, looking for one, is going to get a pick on the Jack Zombie, looking for Humphrey. Humphrey doesn't quite land the shots. That is this Wallboy. He has to walk back. The Annihilation misses. Amante has a nice pick through Market, and Humphrey has so many angles to worry about. He's going to walk forward right at Wallboy, but can't quite land the shot. Wallboy is going to show him how it's done. And is going to be able to clean up the round for his team. Now, 5 volts on the side of the defense against the 3 on the offense. Well, not the game I play the most, but I do know ultimates of Overwatch, something I know very, very well. Usually the person with the more ultimates usually can win the round. We're going to see how the defense are going to be able to utilize them, to be able to secure their advantage. Definitely Thrash to an aggressive play A. But his Zero Winter is going to start off mid. Dart is going to get Next Tech, but only going to get one. The Gravnet being thrown onto the Sova. He's going to get netted, but is able to back off in time. Grave gets a pick on the Humphrey, who's getting a little bit too comfortable there. Hunter's Fury goes out. Same with the Waylay. The Omen has to try to TP away. Next Tech gets a pick on the Wallboy, who dashed over the wall, and he's going to fall down. The Omen able to reposition with his ultimate just in time, and it's Zero Winter shoots Grave in the back. It's going to be a 3v4 in favor of the attackers. The Sage is going to break her own wall to get aggressive. Unafraid. He's going to get paranoid, and that's going to be Ghost Brian and Next Tech swinging off each other to take down Monte. I was going to just pick Hez there. Titanfall trying to line up the shot, but Zero Winter gets the spray, and Next Tech is going to be the one to get the second round for Waverly. Good lurks, good picks, and that's going to be 2 ultimates down on the side of the defense. They use them well, but just unable to capitalize off of them. Good job spreading out there on the side of Waverly. Not everyone getting hit by the ultimates at the same time. It would have been detrimental if they all got Waylay Hunter Furied. Wallboy with 13 picks so far in this half. Making a name for himself so far on the B site. Which has been seen that a lot of Waverly have just been pushing this A site so often. They do get a free ult orb every time they push this, and because starting to understand this, is going to lurk towards the mid. That's going to be an ultimate being used. It's Zero Winter. He's going to be able to get a pick on to Piquez. Had his crosshair a little bit more towards his head. That Armament Storm is going to not really land much. Grave looking mid here with the Phantom. Does get the headshot on the Zach Zombie. Doesn't see Humphrey, but is going to get the pick anyways. As Humphrey unable to line up his crosshair in time. Then Zero Winter takes the Monte, but Titanfall is going to get the trade. Now it's going to be a 3v2. The attackers still in A main. No progress has been made as we see the spike is lost towards mid. Grave running it down. He's going to get hit by that sound sensor. He gets swung on by Next Tech, who takes him down. Wallboy, though, knows the importance of this spike. Ghosted Brian has to be the one to pick it up. Lurks his way in. Picks it up. He's rotating away. Annihilation popped by the Deadlock. Next Tech. Looking to see if he can get anyone's going to send it up to heaven. No one's caught. Wall to stop any movements towards tree. With only 13 seconds left, the plant does go down. Now the attackers, who've been at a disadvantaged state most of the time, is now at the advantage. The glass was already broken on this A site. Dizzy out. They're gonna have to drop here. Ghosted Brian one-ways himself off by accident there. Next tech in a good position. Sees the one-way, sees Ghosted Brian, but it's gonna be the crossfire. It has to be broken up. Titanfall can't land the shots, and that's gonna be Next Tech getting the last pick on the Titanfall, making it 8-3 in this half.
Last round in the half.
Waverly adapting, learning on how best to deal with this defensive chokehold. Finally getting a grip of it after being flawless so many rounds in a row. They're deciding to take matters into their own hands. It's Zero Winter with 10 picks so far. We've seen him in mid, trying to just do his best, able to get 2 there. Was able to really make the difference towards his team. Ghosted Brian is going to be buying an Odin this round. We do see an op from the Waylay, Titan Wallboy. But Humphrey's just going to walk it down. Wallboy not going to get taken down, though, as Humphrey, I believe, missed a few shots there. He's going to walk out again and just find the business end of the op. Wallboy taking that shot, takes another one with him. Zero Winter falls. Ghosted Brian as well. They keep picking the op one by one. Next Tech has to try and get this spike. The smoke was dropped down. Wallboy, though, has a Vandal now. Is going very aggressive. The wall to stop anyone from going in. That's going to be a hinder on the Next Tech. He's going to get taken down. 4 in the kill feed. But that's going to be Wallboy and Titan and Grave getting picked down. But because is going to be able to stop the bleeding and is going to take down Jack Zombie. A nice 4K for Wallboy. Titan Wallboy going 17 and 5. I need a second.
Spike down A.
So sorry, I'm back.
Hello.
Alright, coming back here. Apologies about that. Someone was at my door. Happens every once in a while. We see, right now, it's a 9-3 half. Went over. Now we're going to see Titans just coming back as a 2v2, or 2v3 at the moment. So it seems that the defense has gone in the favor of Waverly so far. Walls going down. Monte and Grave have the spike down, so they're in a good position to win this round. Jack Zombie trying to break the door here. Next Tech. I don't know if Titans know that Next Tech could be here in Garage. I don't see that they do. Ghost Brian gets a pick on the Grave, but Titan, through the smoke, gets a pick onto Next Tech. Titan looking for another. But with all these angles, he can't quite see them all, and that's going to be Brian with his Sheriff going to be able to get the first round in this half for Waverly. The Tigers doing well for themselves at the moment. The 9-3 curse seems to have started. A good indication of who is going to win the half is who wins the pistol, and now it's going to be the attackers, the Titans, are going to be on the back foot, but are going to be opting to buy up a little bit here to see if they're able to counter the buy from the defense. This is a risky position to put yourself into if you are the attackers. If you just lost pistol, Usually when you lose pistol, you want to completely save, but if you're able to buy a few guns, you can take any guns that the defenders buy up and take them away from them. Wallboy is going to be the one with a Bucky. Going to be playing very aggressive, and Humphrey, looking for one, is going to get a headshot onto the Sova. It is going to get darted, though. It's going to get slowed. One pick is going to go down. It's going to be Humphrey getting the first pick of the round onto the Sova. Wallboy, though, running it down. He's going to see if he can get anyone in the back. Now has a Spectre to his name. He doesn't quite clear it. That's going to be the Jack Zombie. Doesn't quite get a pick onto Wallboy. He's going to fall down. Goes to Brian. With the Sheriff. Can do wonders, but the plant is down. 3v3. The net. Stop any movement. The wall. Stops Grave from being able to really swing off with his team. The Paranoia to clear off anything. Next Tech starts it off good with a pick onto Grave. The TP, though, goes to Brian. Is going to land the shots on the Wallboy. But one under hell and can't quite do anything with it, as it's going to be Zero Winter cleaning it up. And that's going to be Humphrey starting a good start to the comeback. Humphrey seem to have a better pulse on the defense here. The attack looked a little rough, but now on the defense, they seem to have a foothold. This is going to be a lot of rifles being bought from both sides. Wallboy, though, still opting for the old and trusted Bucky. Going 18-7 so far. Going very, very well for his team. The missiles are going to stop the push eventually, but Monte, Titan, is going to take down at Zero Winter immediately. He had the Vandal, which that means it's going to be another gun for his team. It's going to be the Waylay picking it up. Next Tech has to start the rotation. He did throw the wall, but it's going to rotate all the way back. Only with a Marshal. It's going to be rough for him to do something with it. He's going to see if he can get onto Piquez. He is going to help it out as Brian lands the headshot. Damage onto the Grave here. He doesn't quite land it. Has to back off. Wallboy in a good spot. The plant is going to go down. Next Tech is going to find his way onto site and with a Vandal in hand pretty early here. Monte walls off left side. Wallboy is not getting cleared. He's going to get a pick on the Next Tech and on the Zach Zombie as well. But goes to Brian. Sits him down. Titanfall looks onto Humphrey. Takes him down. A 1v2 now. Goes to Brian. Walks onto the wall with a little 3k. Titan Grave at 24 HP. Has to be careful here for the reposition of the Omen. Here's him walking around. The ult is going to be used to get on the back site. Not a lot of time remaining. That's going to be Titan unaware. Brian, I believe he has just enough time and is going to be able to get the defuse and win his team that round in a clutch. Goes to Brian doing it all as he gets 4. Uses his ult to reposition at just the right time. We saw the Omen on Lorain was just unaware. Did not know that was a possibility. More clutches like that happen. Humphrey are on their way to making a comeback. What looked like so dire in the start, losing 6 rounds in a row. It seems that it might be a similar tale, but for the Titans. The wall immediately going to be placed here in main. It's going to be Titan Wall. Boy, going to be throwing down the ult, but has to just TP back as he didn't want to get too aggressive there. Goes to Brian, gets a pick onto Piquez after he gets Humphrey. Wallboy dashes in, but no one to follow up. Goes to Brian with another one. Jack Zombie finishes him down. No one can really deal with what's at heaven. That's going to be Monte getting a pick on the Next Tech. Tries to get Zero Winter, but with him flanking in the back, it's going to not be enough. Again, just going to put them all into the hallway and put them down. Not a lot of map control being utilized here from the attacking team, and it seems that they have to try to staunch the flow. As now they're going to be on an eco, or not all able to buy at the same time. This is one of the fundamentals of Valorant, being able to balance your economy. The teams that are able to do it well start to go far. It could go even further into the playoff bracket, but those that cannot are going to get snowballed out of control. You're going to see the attackers are going to be defaulting Walking down mid, ghosted Brian. Is gonna see them, does not quite get the pick. Piquez puts him down. Monte looking for more. Wallboy with a jumping classic acrobatic pick there, but they're gonna get pinched from the other part of mid. Monte has to run out with in the face of a Bucky. He falls down. Next Tech is gonna try to get Wallboy here. He's trying to run it down. Does not quite land the shots as Wallboy gets to pick on the next Tech, and now he knows where the other two are, trying to see what he can do, but he's gonna get his head taken clean off by Zero Winter. We're going to pinch him from B main. This is why you need multiple lanes of map control. All 5 members running it down into one angle just is not enough for Ascent. Ascent is one of those maps that checks if you understand how map control works. And the teams that do it very well and are able to control and pinch you from multiple angles, as we saw from mid.
Watch me.
All missiles away.
Zero Winter gonna start out with his armaments immediately. Has his ultimate available. Here's Sound is gonna immediately use it. Pushes them all into him. He doesn't quite get a pick as Piquez just walks through. Titanfall gets a pick on the Jack Zombie. Brian gets a pick on the Grave. Wallboy dashes on in, slides off the roof. A nice little parkour technique there. He's gonna be able to get on the backside. Next Tech keeps his Bucky from last round. Ghosted Brian, nice little one tap onto Piquez.
Spike planted.
Going to start the 3v3 so far. Ghosted Brian has to walk in for next Tech. Gonna get slowed. Ghosted Brian sees that they're back sight. Wallboy sees that one is also garage. Titanfall immediately throwing a mosh pit. Monte is gonna fall down. Ghosted Brian though finds the business end of a Vandal. Titanfall, the only one left to do it. Hits a nice headshot. It's a good start. A 3K so far. Humphrey has the Lear, has the advantage. The Dizzy is gonna hit a blind on the Humphrey. Hits the headshot for 4K. Humphrey unable to do it, as it's going to be Titanfall holding down the line for Lorain. It's going to stop the streak of 4 wins in a row. Ghosted Brian has been heating up here in this second half, hitting some nice shots, but it seems Titanfall can match him with the nice shots. We see him hit multiple nice one-taps there, especially on to the Reina there at the last pick. Zero Winter going to continue the default missiles at B main, but it seems that Monte and the rest of the Titan squad is going to take down this wall. But Annihilation is going to get sung out. It's going to take in Grave. Let's see if they can get him out of the trap. He is going to get out, but it meet the business end of a Bucky. He got out, but at what cost? Humphrey is going to fall. But Ghosted Brian gets a pick in the back. A res for Grave. Monte tries to peek out. He's going to get a pick on the next Tech with the Guardian. And that's going to make it a 4v3. Jack Zombie is just going to be walling off mid there. When Omen TPs into the back line, this could get dicey. Brian, all the way in the spawn. If the attackers start to rotate this, they're going to get stabbed in the back. Gecko sitting very far back. Could look bad for them. Jack Zombie is going to get scanned. Brian is going to start walking it up. Piquez gets picked onto Jack Zombie, though. A 2v4. Ghosted Brian sees Titanfall. He's running away, but he misses the shot. Doesn't quite hit the headshot. He is going to be able to hit the Paranoia, but the Dizzy's going to blind him back. And now it's going to be a 1v4 or 1v3 as Monte takes down its Zero Winter, and that's going to be Titanfall just running onto site, not wanting to give up his life and get the plant down. Brian, which had a phenomenal positioning with his ultimate, now has his positioning called out, and every gun is pointed to him. He's going to have to play this smart. Find a way to break up the crossfires. He is a controller. He has the smokes to do it. Any agent in the game can break up crossfires and do with 1v3 clutch. It has to be an Omen. Sova Dart, just going to give away his positioning. The Wingman is going to stun him. He doesn't quite get the hit on the stun. He's able to TP away. Only 40 health remaining. Has to try to get something done, but because is not going to let it happen and takes down Ghosted Brian. 11-8 now on the first map of Ascent in favor of Lorain. Humphrey started clawing their way back, but Lorain found their own rhythm. The defense that Waverly have been doing has not been bad. They've been pinching them and playing from multiple angles, but it just seemed that the shots were landed more often there by the attacking team.
All missiles away.
Zero Winter throws on the missiles and uses that commotion to be able to just push through into this corner. If he doesn't get cleared, going to be rough. Because gets to pick up the Ghosted Brian in mid, living with 5 HP remaining, and Titan Boy, Wall Boy is going to take down Zero Winter as the wall goes up to isolate him. It's going to be a recall though. Jack Zombie sees the slight edge in the gap. He is going to get revealed. Paranoia doesn't hit him, and Jack Zombie does not feel safe holding this anymore. Runs to backside. Next Tech gets 2 from an angle that's just not being watched. Titanfall though takes out Humphrey, who was on the flank. Next Tech with a Bulldog. Has multiple sight lines on him because throws on a shock dart. It's not going to quite land. Monte takes down Jack Zombie, and they know where the last one is. Next Tech is going to be able to try to get some good poke damage. Does not quite land the pick. Monte is going to be holding this aggressively. The wall is almost broken. Next Tech is going to be rotating to CT. See what he can do. The wall is already up though. Next Tech slowed, making noise, and debating what he can do here. He's gonna knife the wall, get it down. Gunfire sings out as soon as he crosses, and that's gonna be Monte with a nice positioning, able to just click the head of Next Tech and put his team to match point. The Titans at a good spot to close out the first map, especially with Wallboy buying an operator. It is a risky buy, as if they start losing, that's going to put an operator into the hands of the defense. Defense is definitely more favorable for an operator than it is on attack. Aiming all stacked together, but the Waylay is going to be holding mid. Because it's going to be the first one to contact. Sees Humphrey on the top. Tries to get the headshot. Cannot quite land the dead zone. But he is going to get healed up by his Sage. A small gap in the wall allows Jack Zombie to hold it. And see if anyone knows he could be here. That's going to be an immediate scan. But Monte takes on Humphrey, who has overstayed his welcome. Going to see the call that someone is flanking is going to be called. But I think that's going to be a miss of the operator shot. Never mind. Wallboy takes down Zero Winter. He's going to be holding down mid. The plant is going to go down over onto the B side. Monte meets the business end of a Bucky. Titanfall gets 2. And Next Tech is the last one remaining. But the spike's down on B, so really this round more or less is won, as Next Tech has to peek in. The Titanfall is going to be able to land the Bucky shots. But I don't know if Wallboy understands that this Waylay could be this far into mid already, hearing the run, hearing the footsteps. They're just going to try to solo ult him, but he's just going to be able to run away over to Garage. Next Tech, by himself, has the Annihilation to be able to cut off anyone in market. Not going to quite land it. Next Tech sees Grave, is not going to quite land the pick, and that's going to be Lorain taking the first map on Ascent. Waverly put up a really good half there in the second half of that series in the game. But it just seemed that the snowballing from the 9-3 lead is what let Lorain able to just close out that first map. Now, we're going to have the second map being decided here, as it is going to be a best 2 out of 3. We're going to see if this is going to be the end of the series or if we're going to go into the map 3 in this next map. So stick around. This is Esports Ohio.